You gonna share it? Woo! 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 Good morning, everybody. It's the car conversations with Candy and Kev that's going down. Hey, Kevin, you know what?
Yes, babe.
This weekend, I learned from two people that they like my impromptu theme song. Share to page, Kevin. Share to a page. They like, it's the car conversation with Candy and Kev that's going down. Did you tag me? It's the car conversation with Candy and Kev that's going down. Good morning, everybody. You know what time it is? Sing it with me. Maybe. Baby. It's the car conversation with Candy and Kev. Let's go. You know, I like when I do that. I like when I do my that makes me laugh when I do that voice.
That's wonderful, baby.
You know, it don't make you laugh? Well, it's not supposed to make you laugh, actually. It's supposed to make you, like, feel the music. But for me, it makes me laugh. We're Candy and Kev. Do you feel the music when I do it that way? We're Candy and Kev that's going down.
I don't know, Dave, if I feel it. I don't know if I feel it.
What do you mean?
I don't know if I feel it.
You don't feel it?
No.
Do you don't feel like it's a car conversation with Candy and Kev that's going down?
Don't know if I feel it. Don't know if I feel it. Well, good morning, everybody. As you can hear, this is the car conversation with Candy and Kev, Monday
that's
through Friday.
Going down.
We are here at 7:30 to our commute is complete. On our way into the office. So we thank you for joining us this morning. We thank you for joining us.
I have an update on the lipstick situation from yesterday, and Kevin will tell you. One application of that lipstick yesterday morning lasted me throughout the whole day. Through my cups of water, my cups of water, my cup of hot tea, the food that I ate. The lipstick actually did not come off. And even when I washed my face last night when I got home, cleansed my face of all my makeup and stuff, the lipstick stayed on until this morning. And I took a little sugar scrub, got it off. And they did, but you know, I decided to go with the sugar scrub.
So if you put some sugar on your lips and scrub it off, it'll come off.
Yeah, that's what a sugar scrub is. You didn't know that?
I don't use sugar scrubs. What would I use a sugar scrub on my feet?
You can sugar scrubs actually. You can use it on your lips to make your lips softer. So when you kiss me, I don't get
soft, baby.
Well, baby, sometimes they don't look like. Right now, you look like you do for a sugar scrub.
My lips are soft.
No, baby, let me see. Baby, I'm gonna give you a sugar scrub. I'm gonna rub you up against some candy. Hey,
you being nasty first thing in the morning. You know I got something in my system and it's not a good situation. You should have emptied out that barrel this morning.
You didn't ask.
Well, I mean...
Sometimes you have to make your request known.
Well, I told you the situation last night. I said, Candy, just wake me up. Because once you get into watching... I
started
TV.
Watching Games of Thrones.
I literally
I'm not
TV.
even... It's Games of Thrones. But I'm not even watching TV. It's... Not even primetime. I don't watch primetime TV.
Like, I hate whatever you watch. Like, I was
gonna say because you absolutely watch TV yourself.
Okay, so I'll say this: I hate games. Anything that you find interesting, you watch it every day. Like,
I had 7 seasons to catch up on.
I hate Game of Thrones. I never watched it. Don't know what it's about. But the fact that you watch it every day makes me want to just throw the TV.
But at least I'm not one of them cackling wives, gossiping on the phone, or always on the phone, or doing other things, running out and everything. I'm home with you, watching I like to call it Game of Thorns.
When they told me that the brother and the sister was having sex, I was like, I ain't watching this.
And they got in trouble for that too. They not gonna be having sex no more.
Well, they shouldn't have. They already did. It's too late. That's just like...
They have kids too.
See, that's
but you have to understand, Kevin.
That's white people stuff.
No, you have to understand that was that medieval time stuff. They wanted to keep, oftentimes they wanted to keep the reign of the throne within their own families.
That sounds kind of freaky.
So that's what they did.
Yeah.
So babe, this morning, I was listening to Eric Roberson's new, well,
It's been out for a minute, baby.
it's been out, but it came out in this year, 2017. Wind. And it had me thinking about something.
What's that? You want to go back to the house?
Well, actually, not with this one. So it had me thinking about something. So I was watching listening to Eric Roberson's Wind CD.
Okay.
And so the first song was called Claire.
Claire, yeah.
As in Claire Huxtable, like, because Claire, you know, when we were growing up, Claire and Cliff Huxtable seemed like the perfect couple, and you know, and then for the younger, more tangible. So like Claire and Cliff were what you aspired to be, but in your dating life, you wanted to be Gina and Martin.
Shy, man. I'm glad to see you, man. I heard you weren't doing too well, man. I was going to hit you up yesterday, but my day got consumed. But I'm glad I did reach out to your wife, man. Glad to see you doing good, man. Hit me up today, man. Hit me up today this afternoon. I'm sorry, there. So, I love the writing that he did on that.
No, let me finish my thought.
No, I was just saying, I was saying I love the writing that he did on that.
What?
Claire.
Okay, so Martin and Gina were what you hoped to be while you were dating, like when we were growing up.
Good morning, Moot.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm
Wait a minute. You asking me that I aspire to be like them?
No, like that's what, like, generally people were kind of like, Martin and Gina seemed like such a fun couple. They were always in. People used to call us Martin and Gina.
That's because we were crazy.
Were?
We still are. So.
Do you have to yawn like that up on the book?
I don't know why I'm so tired, man.
So anyway, it got me to. So then, as I'm getting ready, I'm listening to the words, and you know, he was talking about he always wanted to find his Claire, but you know, when he was little, girls didn't give him much play, and he didn't know how to speak well. So then by the time he got to college, but he was always, throughout the song, he's still talking about he hoped to find his Claire, as in Claire Huxtable, one day. And then when he got to college, his face finally cleared up and he learned to speak well. And so then I guess he became a hoe.
A player. He wasn't a hoe.
A hoe, a player. A hoe by any other name is still a hoe. Okay. So then in the song he goes, you know, he hoped he didn't mess up his chance to find his Claire, or, you know, like, meaning, you know, maybe he had encountered his Claire, messed over her feelings, and, you know, missed the opportunity to be with his Claire Huxtable.
For those that are wondering what she's talking about a song on Eric Roberson's new, most current project, When, a song called Claire.
So then I was listening, and I was like, okay, because I've always liked Eric Roberson. I've always liked him. So I was like, okay. And then there was this next song that came on. It got me thinking about what we were talking about yesterday.
Okay.
So, and I don't remember the name of this song, but the line that I kept remembering in the song is that he kept saying, you know, he finally found someone who looked beyond his dark side, right, and loved him, right? And of course that made me think about what we were talking about yesterday, because, and if you didn't watch us yesterday, on yesterday's episode of Car Conversation with Candy and Kev, we were talking about this Kevin Hart situation.
Okay.
So last night, Kevin and I were listening to an interview he did on the Breakfast Club.
It was?
It was Breakfast Club, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yesterday while I was at the dentist's office, I was actually listening to an interview he did on the Breakfast Club. But it was some interview he did, and there's audio of him saying, you know, I finally, back when I was 22, I wasn't ready for marriage, and, you know, I messed up. And now I'm 36. I found someone I love, and What else do I need? What else is there out there? There's nothing else out there. What else do I need?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no need for me to cheat. But so I had a couple of concerns about that.
Okay.
But anyway, it got me back to thinking about this song. You know, I found someone who looked beyond my dark side. Now, it made me the more I thought about it though, I'm still on my same, I'm standing by what I said yesterday. What I said yesterday, and I actually heard as I was listening to other people talk about it yesterday afternoon, but what I said yesterday morning was it's a saying that how you find a person is typically how you lose them. And you know, he had cheated on his wife for 2 years with this girl, and she was proud about it. She put it out there, and then she gets to be the wife. So my thing is, so getting back to Eric Roberson's song, he said, finally found someone who looked beyond my dark side. Like, and then mixing that with thinking about what Kevin Hart, when he was saying, you know, he didn't know what he was doing when he was immature at 22, but now he's 36, and so he doesn't need anything else. I'm gonna stop right there. What you think about that?
Baby,
what you think about it? Just to.
So all right. So let me say this. Even with the interview with Kevin Hart, people making like, look, he said this and he said that, and look what he did. He said what he's supposed to say. You're supposed to say, I'm gonna be faithful. You're supposed to say, I found the right one. You're supposed to say all those things. So he said what he's supposed to say. Did he live up to the expectations? No.
But nobody forced him to say those things.
I mean, you know, the questions were, and he was questioned about his faithfulness to this particular one. How does he keep from not getting caught out there and cheating? So he was asked the question, and he's supposed to say, like. And this is the thing. I say what I really do, but even if I wasn't faithful to you, I'm supposed to still say this is my one.
You're supposed to lie.
Yes, I'm not supposed to get on in public forums and be like, "Hey, I cheat on my wife."
But no, here's what I'm saying though. If you found someone who you feel can look beyond your dark side, why lie? Why lie? Because no, this is what I'm saying. If you're saying that she knows all about you, your dark side, and I'm not just talking about Kevin. I'm talking about Kevin Hart rather. I'm just talking about, if you know, for those of us in this conversation is being what is it? Well, inspired by
what I called this one. I don't know if you saw it. I called this relationship talk. Common mistakes of relationship.
Okay, well, I didn't see that.
I know. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, we're just taught. We don't go.
Baby, I always put something up.
But we never follow what we put up.
I know, but I was just telling you, this is kind of
you know, this conversation today is, of course, being inspired by the situation with Kevin Hart, and then me listening to Eric Roberson's Wind CD this morning while I was getting dressed for work. And more specifically, in the Wind CD, he talks about, you know, relationships, meeting his Claire Huxtable, and then going through these phases, these phases in life where there's immaturity and, you know, promiscuity, and then realizing, dang, I might have messed up and missed finding my Claire. Why I'm out here being promiscuous.
Or even you can have your Claire and become promiscuous and lose.
But yeah, so I missed my Claire because I'm being promiscuous. So my thing is, so then the next song was, he was talking about, you know, I finally found someone that looks beyond my dark side. When you find somebody who knows your weaknesses yet still loves you, why lie?
No, okay, so again, my question is, so do you get on a forum? I'm
not just talking about Kevin. I'm talking about period. I'm talking about period. Because Kevin,
so you mean lie to the individual?
Kevin is a microcosm of what globally happens in relationships.
All right, so this is what my response to that would be. If that person accepts me for all my flaws, I don't have to lie to that individual, but I don't have to let the world know what my hang-ups and stuff are. So I don't have to.
So why even address it to the world?
So if it's asked, how do you respond?
So how then, you don't even, my thing is, why even address it to the world? Why now make yourself known as a liar? Why do you feel like you have to? If me and you, if hoeing is your struggle,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to get on car conversations with Candy and Kev every day and lie and say and make it seem like we're a perfect couple. I don't want you to do that.
I agree, but when you're asked the question, how
I don't want you to lie.
So
that's
so then you just be like, look, my wife knows that I cheat.
No, you don't.
So how do you respond?
You don't lie. I think a person respects. I respect an honest person more so than a liar. You don't have to get into the nitty gritty of things, but there are certainly ways that you can say or you can allude to the fact that, guess what? You know, just like every other couple, me and my wife, we go through things, but we find a way to work through them. You can say that instead of saying, oh no, we have a perfect, because that's where people mess up. When you lie, and I'm not just talking about celebrities and public figures, I'm talking about you, even in your inner circles or even in your families, and even in, think about it. That's how, even in one family, there can be a cycle of just messed up relationship because of lies.
So,
hold on, let me just finish this. Because of lies, because great-grandmom and great-granddad had marital struggles, but because they didn't want the world, their family, the neighbors to know about, to think anything other than they were perfect and everything was fine, they lied. And so then when the next generation comes up, all they knew was that Nana and Papa were perfect. So now they're looking at their own relationship like everybody's marriage was perfect but mine, so we're the ones that are the messed up marriage in the crew, not knowing that everybody had messed up marriages, but everybody was too prideful or just felt the need to lie. I'm just saying, you don't necessarily have to put all your business out there, but don't lie, because I think that you do more damage when you lie. You damage not only your relationship, but you damage the relationships and those who look up to you, who you have then lied to and have perpetuated this lie. And maybe they are not mature enough in them on their own selves that when you fail, I'm not saying it's a perfect situation, but when you fail, you then give no hope and may cause the failure of other people.
Okay, so I mean, I agree. I agree. You shouldn't lie. And again, let me say this. I don't necessarily think at the time he might not have been lying. He might have very well been there. He might have very well been in a place where, okay, this is the one woman, you know, I cherish, that. I'm not going out here and doing crazy. I might not, whatever. And then over time, you get out here. One of the things that I think the biggest mistake, and I'm going to speak to myself. One of the things that was stated that was in that whole Kevin Hart situation was it was alcohol involved, it was drugs involved. And one of the things that I always subscribe to is, because I know Kevin, I know me, I know this Kevin, I don't drink alcohol, not just for this particular reason, but various reasons. But one of the main reasons why I don't drink alcohol as a married man is because I know that that sets myself up to do something that's crazy. I know that I don't have a complete filter. I know that I'll do probably crazy stuff, so I don't set myself up.
Some comments. I'm sorry. Go ahead as you're talking.
They've been coming up here.
Okay.
I know that I don't do that because I put myself, and I think one of the most common mistakes is that people in relationships put themselves in compromisable situations, and they set themselves up for being in a weak mindset environment where they can fall subject to so for instance, if I start to struggle taking drugs and I put myself in a drug environment, most likely I'm going to fall subject to what my hang up is, because I put myself in that
I'm
environment.
going to challenge you, not so much challenge you, but I'm going to throw this into the mix. I believe that there are, in some cases, already the desire there to do dirty, but it's masked under the veil of, oh, I was high or I was drunk. I believe that in a lot of situations, the desire was there, but if I get some alcohol in my system, if I get some weed in my system, or whatever it is, I can blame it on alcohol. I do, but now, am I saying that is the case in every situation? No, but I believe, but you know, they call alcohol liquid courage. So in a lot of cases, the desire has already been there, the lust has already been there, and so the alcohol just frees you up to get that liquid courage, or you can say, I'm gonna do this, and then fall back on, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. So I think that if you,
that's why I say specific. That's why
if you know your struggle, knowing what your struggle is key and important. Now, but getting back to something that you, and I saw somebody had a long comment. What was that? I think it might have been my uncle.
He said, I have posted somewhere that talks respectfully on that. Be the generation that stops.
So, you know, getting back to actually what my that's my uncle. Hey, uncle. Getting back to what I'm talking about these generational things, these generational generational relationship dysfunction. And I honestly and truly believe that it's because of, and I know that once I explained what I explained, you said, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. But the first thing that you said when I posed the question to you, Kevin, was, oh, I would lie.
No. This is what I said. I want to correct it. I said that Kevin Hart said what he was supposed to say.
And I said to lie, and you said, yeah.
But it was specifically to that situation.
Right. Okay. That's what I said. Okay. Listen to me. I said, when I posed the question to you, you said lie.
I thought you meant, because when you remember you switching to in Kevin, general.
No. Okay.
Totality.
Okay. Whether it's in general, whether it's Kevin Hart's situation, whether it's the microcosm, whether it's global, your first response, and everybody heard you say, was to lie. Now, then once I went on to further explain, then you retracted that.
No, I didn't retract. I corrected what.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
No. Okay, there, go ahead.
That's what it means. You corrected it. Okay, it's just the same meaning, different word.
We're not on the same page right now.
Okay, get on your page. What did you say when I said to you? What was he? You said, what was he to say? Or I said, what was he to say? Or whatever. You said, he said what he was supposed to say. I said, oh, he was supposed to lie. And you said, yes.
Okay. And then
I said, what about even in your global, like not just Kevin, but in general? You said.
And that's what I was correcting,
baby,
there.
You said, why does everybody need to know what's going on in your marriage? And I said, I said, go ahead.
And then that's when I began to question how, because I didn't have an answer. That's why I kept saying, so how would you answer that?
Okay, so let's get back, because we're getting further and further from what I'm trying to say. The truth of the matter is, whether it was about Kevin or whether it was about Kevin, you said he did what he was supposed to do, and that was to lie. That is what the point of the matter is. Yes, you said that. And I believe that many people think like you initially thought, or your gut reaction was when you said, yeah, he did what he was supposed to do, is to lie. And what I am saying is that that's not what you're supposed to do, is lie. You can be honest and not put all your business out there if that is a struggle in your relationship without lying. You can say, if in an interview, and I've seen many other public figures or celebrities, whatever you want to call them, have that question, and I hear them say things like, just like most married couples around the world, my wife and I, we have our issues and we're working them out and we find a way to get through them. Now, because I'm married, I understand that person never had to say anything else about it, because I know exactly what that means, in that, I don't know what their struggle is, but I know that they're not putting this facade on that they're perfect. And I think that what happens is couples feel this pressure to present themselves as perfect.
I agree.
And that does nobody any good. It does no one any good. If you have children, that does your children no good. Now, there is a balance. Do your children at a young age need to know every nuance of the messed up pieces of your marriage? No. But the truth of the matter is, at some point, as they're young, our kids are at the age now that we use our own stories to explain or to help them in relationship issues.
Yeah, let me say this then. We at one time, we were we become transparent as we got older. As far as even people outside our relationship, because there was a time where our relationship was at its very worst, but on the outside, individuals would have thought they had the picture, the perfect relationship.
But I will say this, even in that, it's still different, because let me say this. This is not about disagreeing or agreeing or anything like that. This is not about an argument. I'm clarifying. I didn't say it. Because even in that, Kevin, when we were going through things, unless I recall differently, we let people think what they wanted to think. I don't think that we were ever the couple that said that we were perfect. I think that we let people look at us and think what they wanted to think.
And we both said we did this at one time. We would be in a heated argument in the car on our way. As soon as we got out that car, it was
okay, but that's different than. But that's different than.
Let me finish. So we created a picture of what we wanted them like.
But we did not flat out lie and say that we. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
I'm not. The whole lying situation was just particular to
asking you. You said he was supposed to lie, not what he thought.
And again, I specifically said he. I never said this is what you're supposed to do. I said in his situation, he did what he thought we should supposed to do.
That's not what you said.
Okay, so let's just move on for that, because
no,
because I'm not going to keep going over that.
I'm not going to move off of something just because it's uncomfortable, because that's the art of communication. I'm not uncomfortable.
You work through it. I know what I said, and you keep
okay, but
twisting
I'm repeating
around.
I'm not.
I know
I'm getting
specifically
directly
what I
to
meant
it.
and what I said.
What you directly
and what
said
I realized is we don't see eye to eye on what I said. So I'm not going to keep going over it, because it's not going to resolve anything.
When I said in that situation, what was Kevin Hart supposed to do? You said lie, and I'm like, oh, so you're supposed to lie? So meaning, in a situation, if you're a public figure, and when someone asks you about your relationship, oh, I would never, have never, would never, blah, blah, blah. I just think at the end of the day, truth wins, and whether it's hard or it may not be what a person wants to hear, but there is also a way to tell the truth without putting all of your business out there, especially when it comes to a married couple. There is a way, because I'm going to get back to what I said. I think that this facade of the perfect couple. First of all, there is no perfect couple. Barack and Michelle Obama have arguments, have disagreements, and do not see eye to eye on things, and probably have had similar conversations, maybe not on the same topic that we're having now, but may have the same feel like we're having right now. Because I know that just from watching her over a span of 8 years, if Michelle were to feel a certain way, she's going to stand on how she feels, and Barack would stand on how he feels. At some point they would agree to disagree, one would acquiesce or whatever. But that's a part of relationship, and it's not so much that you are arguing. It's not so much, it's okay. We are two distinct people. We're two clearly distinct people, and that have become one, and it's okay. We don't have to getting even with the perfect couple crap. Yo, we think alike. No, in some instances, yeah, we do think alike. In some instances, our thoughts are like night and day. But guess what? That is okay. That makes us who we are, and that makes us how we are, and that makes us work. So I there was a time where I shied back from conversations where we didn't agree or see eye to eye because of the state of our marriage. I didn't know how long it was going to take us to recover from a disagreement. But now I believe in my heart of hearts, we don't have to see eye to eye, but hey, in a couple hours, you be all right, I'll be all right, we get over it. It'll be fine. So whatever. So that's why I said I'm not going to, all right, let's just change this. That was how we were before, but no, I'm going to finish that thought out, because that's how you work through, and that's how you grow, and that's how you evolve as a person and as a couple. So with the Eric Roberson and Kevin Hart, Eric Roberson's song was about, let's just even move off of Kevin Hart for a second, because I really wanted to talk about the Eric Roberson song. In the Eric Roberson song, he talks about finding his Claire Huxtable. And then, then the next song he talks about, finding a person that sees beyond his dark side and is able to work with him or whatever. What is it in a relationship if you have professed, that you found all that you need? When is it that, why if that person fits you and you are professing that that person is all that you need, why then do those individuals go on to cheat?
I don't know, I can't answer that for them.
Why do you think it is? Why do you think? I'm not saying that you have a definitive answer for that person. Why do you think it might be that the person who professes that their wife or their husband is all that they need, but then they still have promiscuous ways or cheating ways?
I think it's really, really, really it just depends on that individual might bring something else to the table. It might be something totally different that they bring to the table. It might be a conversation. It might be a sense of it's something that the individual that's going to be having the affair with that individual is attracted to in that individual. So it's whatever they're attracted to in that person that makes them go out and cheat.
So
a person is not going to just cheat just for, it's something that they're attracted to in that individual that's allowing them to go out on that relationship.
So if you're saying on this side that you have all you need.
Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll use cars. To me, a Bentley is a perfect car. It has everything that you would want. And then you can have a Bentley. You can have the top of the line. You can have, that's one of the cars that I always like. One of the cars that I one day wish to have. But at the same time, I can look at something that's like the electric car. What is it called? That what's the new car that's all completely electric? I can't think of the name of it. But at the same time, I still would want that electric car because it's totally different.
So, if on this side you're professing that you are all that I need, you're all that I need, everything that I've looked for in a person, you have fulfilled all those areas. So your cup runneth over. So why then, if that person is really and truly by your profession all you need, why are you looking for more?
It's just like this. If you can have a love for seafood, if you had seafood every day of your life, you have exactly what you desire and you want. But one day you decide, I want a slice of pizza. Now, what you need to do is be able to curb that and say, you know what? Because I have all that I wanted and I asked for, I'm not going to sacrifice losing the very thing that I wanted and the very thing that I desire and meets my need just because of a desire that I wanted a slice today.
But this is what I'm saying is that what I can't do the pizza and the shrimp thing because that's not for me. I'm trying to visualize it, okay, let's go back to the Bentley thing. So if the Bentley has all the bells and whistles, everything that you could ever need,
Tesla, thank you, Jamie.
Everything, all the bells and whistles, you've prayed for that Bentley, you've worked hard for that Bentley, you've sacrificed for that Bentley.
I finally got it.
So you get that Bentley. Why not be satisfied with what you worked hard for, you sacrificed for, and you've prayed for? What then causes people to say, even though I have what I consider to be the best of the best, I want to now momentarily, by my own definition, downgrade? Because what you've said over here is that the Bentley is the best of the best. It has all the bells and the whistles. I mean, even when you get into that Bentley, you might find that, it's still the best in my definition, but I thought my experience might be a little different, but it's still the best of what, in my eyes. You get it? I mean, every car, I don't care how nice the car is on day one, a Bentley will depreciate. As soon as you drive the Bentley off the lot, it depreciates from its original value. So everything has a depreciation that you have to account for, except honey you can have for centuries, but everything else has a depreciation to it. But what causes that Bentley owner, that top of the line Bentley owner, to feel that they need to downgrade? Because you've now downgraded, because over here you said the Bentley was the best, but now I want to downgrade just to go for a joyride.
I believe that it's something that's in our nature. And the reason why I'm going to say this is because I'm going to go back, and I don't get all deep and spiritually, but I'm going to go back to the Adam and Eve. He said you can have everything in here, everything except for this. And the very thing he said he couldn't have was the very thing he ended up going after. So I just believe that. And again,
so he didn't go after it.
He did. He took it.
But he didn't go after it.
He was presented it.
Okay.
So a booty will walk past you, and you have that moment to say.
He did. So
my point is, you have a choice.
Right.
So
you have a choice. But you said he sought after.
Okay. So this is my point. You have a choice. Options are going to be there. You can say how are you going to respond to the options?
Okay,
options
so you said you said your nature. So you said it's our nature. You said, because this is what you said. You said the very thing he was told not to do, he went after it.
Okay.
But I'm saying to you, he did not go after it. He was presented with a choice. So he did not go after it. He was given instruction. He was told not to go and, like, as you said, go after a certain thing. So he did not. He was presented with the very thing, and at that point he had the choice. So in his nature, he did not go after it. But when presented, he made a bad choice.
He went with the desires of his heart.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. All right now.
And again, it's just at that point you have to, because everybody's presented options. You can have an option. I'm in a committed relationship. Are other people going to ever come up that I might be attracted to, that might be appealing for me to say, you know what, I want to smash that. But I have to definitively say, I have to make a choice. So
you as the Bentley owner,
mm-hmm.
and by your definition, I mean, it's like this Bentley has been custom made for you. Might have the plush carpet on the inside. I mean, the seat curves to your derriere.
But a Tesla don't need gas.
Listen to me. But you asked for and you wanted.
I'm just trying
to... Listen to me. You asked for and you wanted, and it was presented to you almost custom made. This Bentley curves to your butt, to your back. The steering wheel feels right. Plush carpet comes with the little umbrella so that the elements don't get on you. And so you're given everything that you want.
Mm-hmm.
But just because you see, even though you're in what you asked for, you see somebody drive down the street in a Tesla, so you want to give up your custom built creation that was designed for you because you see somebody else over there has a Tesla that was made for them.
So again, it all boils down to this.
Immaturity.
It all boils down to this.
Immaturity.
Candy, it all boils down to this. In relationships, you have to realize you might bring everything to the table that you asked for. You might and again, like using the Bentley for a scenario, the Bentley has everything that I asked for, but I never thought to think about an electric situation.
So then I'm going to say this: a person like that is a dangerous person to be in a relationship with, because that person will never be satisfied. That person will never be satisfied.
You're saying nope to something you didn't heard me say. No, but what you have to realize is you have to come to a place where you control which, like, I might look over and be like, man, I would want a Tesla, but then I have to say, but you know what, this is what I asked for and I'm satisfied here. Every human being, I don't care who you are, it's been times the ring that I put on your finger was, I thought, the ring that, but it's been times you've seen an advertisement come across, you be like, Kevin, you see that ring? Oh, I need an upgrade. I mean, it's just human nature.
Okay, but what you said was, so going back to the Tesla and the
just because I like it and I desire it, don't mean that I need to make the decision to get it.
What I asked you was, for the people who go out there and decide, although I have this Bentley, let me downgrade. That is the person, and go for a spin. So that is the and you said it's in. Okay.
Let me correct something. To desire something and to actually go after, there's two different things. So for me to see something like, well, dang.
I agree.
So that's what I'm speaking of.
But my question is this: I'm talking about the person who has the Bentley in their possession,
mm-hmm.
and decides to downgrade, even if it's to go for a test run,
mm-hmm.
to downgrade to be in the Tesla. Not to say out there that the Tesla is we're just using, because Kevin said in his definition the Bentley is the ultimate. So then that person goes to downgrade to go for a test drive on the Tesla, but you had what you said was the best. Why would you even, why, if this is by your definition the best, then why are you test driving? When you test drive a car, it's like, oh, I want to try this out, see what my other options are out there. And I'm saying that is the person that it would be dangerous and difficult and, quite frankly, possibly heartbreaking to be in the relationship with, because even though I'm over here being a Bentley, when something else when another car catches your eye and you decide, oh, I think I might want to test drive that, I'm over here being the best Bentley that I can be, because you said you wanted a Bentley. And so not only am I over here being a Bentley, I'm being the best darn Bentley out there, but now you want to test drive Teslas. I can't be a Tesla because I'm a Bentley.
So your uncle said, not everything, Candy. There's no custom cars. There's always extras that you didn't realize you needed at the time of purchase. Like,
so but even in that, you purchased this right here. If you're gonna continually be out there test driving,
okay. Wow.
So bringing this to, you got me. You said you wanted me. You said I was enough. And then you see this one over there. Oh, I wonder what, she looked like she might have good. My conversation used to be enough for you.
So
my conversation used to be enough for you, but now you hear her talking over there to that person, and now you want to test drive that conversation. You want to test drive that conversation. Oh, my cooking used to be enough. But then you see how she cooks for her husband or her boyfriend. Oh, now you want to test drive that. My body used to be enough, but now you see what she's doing over there. That's the person. That person. So what I'm even saying to you, Uncle, is that person who's always, at some point, you own what you own, and you'll see other cars, but you're not doing this. You're not wanting to test drive. If you're like, oh, that guy's Tesla is nice over there. I'm chill in my Bentley. Because how can I ever feel safe and grounded in my relationship if I know that you can never be fully satisfied? Because there's always going to be upgrades.
So again, it boils down to the individual. It boils down to the person that needs to make that decision. It doesn't boil down to the person that came with the perfect package. It boils down to the person that has to make that decision, that says, you know what, even though I see that Tesla over there, I see it. It's a nice car. It has stuff that I never even thought about. I don't want to mess around and lose my Bentley fooling with a Tesla. So it boils down to self-control.
So I think that at the end of so for you use the word self-control. For me, I'm going to use the word maturity. In the beginning of the conversation, we talked about, Eric Benet's one song, his Claire. You want to find your Claire.
Eric Roberson.
Eric Roberson, I'm sorry. And for Eric Roberson, Claire, it was like the Claire Huxtable, like that perfect, because when back in the day when we were growing up, Claire Huxtable and Cliff Huxtable, the black people, they wanted to grow up and be, that's how my marriage is going to be. But for the younger version of it, for the dating scene of it, everybody thought that Gina and Martin's relationship was like, oh my God, they look like they have so much fun. Even though they have their ups and downs, they're good together. So like the dating scene thing was Gina and Martin. And I believe that, and this was true even for us, when we married, we were very much still at that Gina and Martin dating mindset. Because we married very young and we had to grow and mature together. I believe that in some relationships that are years long and could even be decades long, instead of them treating it now as a mature marriage of sorts, people are still treating it as the dating type of marriage, like that, immature. Like for me, the Martin and Gina represent the immature stages of relationship, while Claire and Cliff represent the mature version of what that Gina and Martin relationship grows to be. I think that even although age can have a lot to do with it, I also think it's level of maturity. Some relationships have not matured to the fact that when presented with a Tesla.
I want to say this real quick. We had a comment, and I want to make sure we address this before we end. She said, "I'm single. In some cases, this is something that really concerns me when even wanting a relationship. If I'm giving you the best of me, when is the best good enough for the person? I would rather that not even you be committed to me and say then say to me, then I'm who you wanted to be with, and the person break the vows and you made me to be. I definitely don't want to, and just so, and I think we touched on this yesterday. You can be, not everybody is out here cheating on one another or breaking their vows, or doing this and doing that. But we realize that unfortunately it's a percentage of individuals that aren't keeping their vows and are breaking up relationships because of that. But you can have a successful relationship and stay committed to one another, but the individual has to make you. Candy can never do anything to make me not want to cheat. I have to make that decision on my own, just as well as I don't think I can do anything to make her not want to cheat. She has to make that decision on her own. It boils down to, I think the individual has to make that commitment and say, you know what, I'm committed to this relationship no matter what I see, no matter what comes my way. I'm faithful to this one individual. I'm satisfied to this one individual. I love this one individual enough that I don't want to do anything that'll jeopardize, hurt, or tear this particular union up. So to that individual, it all boils down to that. The number, Jamie, is what's the number?
I think while he's finding a number, I also think it's important to know that relationships, thinking of relationships as a dance. When we think of relationships as a dance, I am going to respond to your movements. And if we whether we realize it or not, we set the tone.
I just posted it, Jamie. We got 5 minutes if you want to call in and make it. You gotta do it quick.
We ultimately set each person in the relationship sets the tone for a relationship even after cheating has occurred. If the one person, if the injured party, this is why I think it all gets back to honesty and an open conversation and just and communication, because I believe that there are, and this is something I kind of wanted to touch on earlier, and maybe we'll talk about this. We can't talk about this tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about this Thursday. Is that I believe that in some relationships, people will perpetually cheat and be unfaithful because they have learned in their relationship that it's going to be accepted because, oh, he ain't gonna go nowhere because I got him, or she ain't gonna go nowhere because I got I make this amount of money, or whatever it is. So I think that that's how some cheating persists in a relationship. Who's on the phone?
Oh, looks like they.
Hey, Jamie, how are you?
This is my petty friend.
Why are we talking about Claire Huxtable? Bill Cosby wasn't even satisfied with her.
What?
Bill Cosby wasn't even satisfied with Claire Huxtable. He still was a husband.
True that. Or the character.
We're talking about the characters.
The character
Cosby Show. He never cheated on the Cosby Show. You have to listen to the song.
Bill Cosby was a hoe. Claire wasn't enough.
We're not talking about.
With all fairness, in the song they never talk about Bill Cosby. It's all about Claire. How Claire was the perfect woman. How Claire was like who guys desired to have a Claire in their life. It really wasn't about Cliff at all. The song had absolutely nothing to do with Cliff.
Well, to me, Cliff was just like Bill Cosby to me.
You think he was? So you think he was smashing people down in his office?
I do.
You old dirty dog, you. You old dirty.
This is good stuff, y'all. And I agree with Ken, because I think your uncle said something like, "There's no such thing as a custom car."
Mm-hmm.
Even if you weren't able to make a custom car, if you don't have the internal maturity and discipline to be about your significant other, even a custom car that you customize
will never be enough. Never be enough.
And again,
And
that's
so,
what it boils down to. The individual has to make a decision. They don't want to mess around. It comes to the individual. Right. No matter what comes with that package, if you don't have a desire to be faithful, you're not going to be faithful.
And so this is what I'm suggesting, Jamie, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. After I said that, what you just repeated, I said, so it's then dangerous and kind of strenuous and, you know, even could be heartbreaking to be in a relationship with that person that it has that mentality of never enough.
Well, you know, Jason said something a while. I was listening to Jason, and he said that no one will ever give you, the only view in a human relationship where someone will give you 100% of what you need is the mother to an infant relationship. That's the only time a human being will be able to give you 100% of what you need. So the desire, you'll never ever get everything what you need from a person. So that everything goes back to, once again,
maturity.
I think it goes back to what you said, Kat. You know, of course we want to keep stuff. And like the old church song says, you know, yield not to temptation. We're all going to be tempted. The Bible says Jesus is tempted. So it's just that we can't yield to whatever that temptation is. And just be internally secure and have the internal discipline that I'm not going to step out and hurt my significant other. I mean, we was making the analogy about cars and Bentleys and stuff, but those are inanimate objects. They don't have feelings. If I leave my Bentley, go to a Tesla, my Bentley's not going to feel anything. But if I leave my wife and go to someone else, that's going to hurt the person that I say I love.
Agreed. Yo, I have one last question before we go, man. When they start playing TD Jakes in the strip club, because I sure didn't see that when we was there. Love you, brother.
You shut up. I'm from the strip club. You shut up.
All right, man. Love you, dude.
There was somebody else who was trying to give a call, and I thought you put the number up earlier, baby.
I thought I did there. I did. It was up there, but I just didn't post it. I'm sorry.
There was someone else that was trying to.
So listen, people been asking us to make this a whole week about relationships and all that. And I'm gonna tell you this: typically, me and Candy never plan what we're going to talk about. It's always just off the cuff. It's always off the rip. So sometimes it's difficult for us to kind of what do they call it? Script ourselves. But because this has been a topic of, we'll try to continue. We'll try to continue this conversation about relationships tomorrow. If you have questions that you want to get in
tomorrow.
Yeah, we can still do it.
Oh, we can.
If you have questions that you want to get in, send us your questions. Inbox either.
And you know what? Maybe what we can do is we'll call on in, Bishop. I gotta go in. That was
Bishop,
you calling?
We're going to continue this conversation tomorrow. Please, Bishop, call in tomorrow. Please. I got to go into, because I got a meeting this morning.
So we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow. You can meet us right here at 7:30 on the dot. We're going to continue this conversation. We're going to post the telephone number very early, and we're going to continue this conversation. At the end of the day, what you need to know about us is that we're a real couple. We, as you saw, we're not scripted, and we have to work through.
We'll get in an argument right online, right here.
Work through. We're not gonna.
We got to take this call. Hold on, because this is my brother.
Hello,
Bishop.
Good morning. Listen. I wanted to comment on the Bentley scenario.
Yes, sir.
And Candy, I like what you were saying about, falling in love with the Bentley. And if the Bentley has everything you want, why would you go somewhere else even to try the Tesla or Corvette? But my understanding is this: every year the Bentley comes up with some new features. They upgrade the Bentley every year. But it's totally up to the Bentley dealership or the Bentley manufacturer to upgrade that car. And they must upgrade it to the point where the driver or the lover of that car stays in love with the car.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. I like this.
Go ahead.
I feel like in relationships, we have to have a constant change in the other individual, or each individual. That the one who's in love with that individual continue to be in love. But it's not our place to upgrade it. It's their place to upgrade to make us more attracted to it. Now, in the same token, the driver has to pay the extra dollar or has to go through a little more to get that new Bentley and to hold on to the new Bentley. So the lover has to continue to be committed to the fact that I'm a Bentley lover, and that's all I want is a Bentley.
And you know what? And I agree. I agree 100% with you, Bishop. But the one caveat I want to throw into the mix is that, and think about this, because I know that you have the intelligence to comprehend what I'm about to say.
What you trying to say? I'm stupid?
We weren't comparing Bentleys to Bentleys. Because what the...
No.
Hold on, wait. We weren't comparing Bentleys to Bentleys because he said he wanted a Bentley, but all of a sudden, the Tesla that looks nothing like a Bentley seems more appealing. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I thought you wanted this. So yeah, I can do some upgrades to me or whatever, but now you're asking for something completely different. See? All right, we got to continue this tomorrow. Call back, Bishop.
We want you to call back tomorrow, Bishop. Will you be able to call back tomorrow morning?
I'll call back tomorrow, I promise. I love you.
Okay,
all right, love you, man.
Because think about what I just said. You said Bentley, but now you in a completely different car.
You want a white woman.
Bye. Love you.
All right, man.
So listen, guys,
listen,
join us tomorrow. Remember to like and share this video today. Let your people know that we're going to be continuing this conversation tomorrow. And ladies, see, don't sleep on your girl, because I know how to throw that little hook in there. I love you, Bishop, but I love having these conversations that causes one to think and we're about to get a new car. Amen.
Also this week, it will be a special
on
announcement. Thursday, we're going to do it in the evening. It'll be a special, not even a car conversation, a special live on location with Candy and Cav, somewhere where we will be making a big announcement. Listen, we need you to be toward something near, what will we say?
Your computer,
a computer,
either
preferably a computer,
a laptop computer, or even your iPad.
Yes, make sure you're near either one of those two things. So three things: your computer or your iPad. Listen, we love you, y'all. We got to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning. Peace out. Have a good day. Don't forget to like and share.